And we're back with another one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's talk about self and when it comes to being impactful upon a traumatic situation or some type of feelings that need to be healed. Okay, I want y'all to understand that first off, you are not your emotions. You're not these emotions that you're feeling. These are entities and they're actually sucking energy from you. Think of it as like energy pools that correlate with your chakras. You know, your root chakra deals with survival, sacral, sex, and etc. And it's a flip side to them, of course. Sacral, creativity, root chakra, it deals with food and stuff too, but you know, being in a more peaceful state other than a survival state. Think of like Minecraft and survival, or more sort of a creative state. You understand when these chakras are hijacked, this is how entities are able to come within you and feed into them and literally feed off of you when they're hijacked. So say you went through a traumatic situation where maybe you went homeless. Now you might have gone into a survival state, and now an entity is able to literally come within you and able to take your energy. A lot of entities will feed off your energy and take your free will in the same process at the same time. So like, this is why a lot of people, when they fear stuff, they won't do it. You get what I'm saying? Because that entity has taken away your free will. And because you're giving into the fear, it's taking away your free will even more and more. And it's manifesting a whole reality of fear. Okay, you got to understand, whatever you give into, your energy will flow into in your mind, because that mind is the highest instant of God. The mind is so powerful because you are a supreme divine mental alchemist. You're going to manifest a whole reality where you're thinking out of fear. So with this, what I'm saying is we got to learn how to break our traumatic situations down. Think of like a block in Minecraft, bro. You got to be able to literally break the thing down. I'm so serious. Because you got to understand, in every traumatic situation, and say it's covered over an emotion's covering it, it's a valuable lesson and elevation point within that traumatic situation. It's something you can learn from. It's something that you're going to apply to become your higher self. So think of these building blocks as literally stepping stones to becoming your higher self and elevating higher and higher throughout going up the gates. Because y'all got to understand, your higher self is the divine supreme being. He controlled your life. He made your life. He or she, y'all got to understand, he or she, goddess or goddess, God or goddess, I meant. He or she made your life, your higher self. Every event that was hard, every so-called obstacle, when it's not obstacles, it's just learning points, your higher self made and implied upon your life path and your divine purpose that you're going to walk in while you're on this earth. So you got to understand, your life was set up for you perfectly, exactly upon the way that you are, your true self, your soul, so that you can transcend to your higher self and reach this Christ conscious state and serve your divine purpose throughout the world. I say, woo! So y'all got to understand that because you go through the things that you go through, is meant to contort and bend you into the divine supreme being that you are, and that you transcended when you came down here, just to get you back to that higher state and even higher than that before, so you can have this experience in this lifetime from this planet. Even though we're in light code lockdown and it's a matrix, we shall transcend and ascend above this shit, because it don't mean anything. So what I'm saying is, how we got to learn how to break it down is you have to know yourself, okay? Everybody is different. Everybody has their own self, their own personality, their own true self, because you got to understand, when you true to yourself, you're going to be different. You're going to be one of a kind. So you got to learn how like you work, especially when it comes to trauma. Okay, do you like journaling? Do you like talking? I like talking my stuff out, and I like journaling too, but I like talking it out because I have an understanding for myself. But this is now, but me, when I was first starting, I did not have an understanding. So you have to learn how to start from the base of a traumatic situation, and upon the way that you are, how would you like to formulate and start from coming from the base? Because first you have to break down any and everything when it comes to shadow work. You have to break down the situation, what first transpired to the whole thing even sparking off. So for an example, the other day I had it was a situation with this one dude. I'm not gonna say his name, and he was facing like homelessness and he had kids with him and a wife, and I was basically giving him money for the past, since June. I had gave him money. This would have been my this would have been my second time, The first time I gave him $10, he didn't say thank you for it, which was kind of weird. And then he asked me for more money on Cash App. You know how you can request like a certain amount of money? He was doing that, and I was like, what the heck? And then I had gave him an additional $9 this last weekend, and I had asked him like, do you have because he's facing homelessness, but he's living at a hotel. And I had asked him like, what's your plan? Like, do you, not trying to get in your business for real, but like, what's your plan? Because he's just asking for donations from people on TikTok and stuff. Like, of course I'm generous from my heart and soul, but like, I was just asking like, what's your genuine plan? Because you're not gonna be able to live off of it. I was keeping it real with him. I was telling him in a courteous kind of way, and he had left me on scene. And I ain't gonna lie, this past weekend, because you understand the planet is going through a cleanse, so the frequency is shifting and shedding. So bro, I was very emotional this past weekend, and my ego was coming out, and it was like crazy. Like, I felt like my lower self is trying to come out. And I had basically texted him out of anger. I was like, dang, that's like, I didn't say it real disrespectfully, but like I was like, bro, that was actually really lame how you just left me on red. I gave you money twice. I literally gave to you twice, and etc. And he was just going off of me. He was like, nigga, your little $19 doesn't really matter. I don't need it, and I don't owe you anything. And I was like, what? And like, long story short, I actually ended up apologizing to him. I actually gave him more money after that, which I don't feel like he was actually even grateful for it. But anyways, what I'm saying from this was, I actually felt I had a lot of hidden feelings and emotions upon that situation, and I had to break it down to the base. So I did have to start from the beginning, or you can start from where do you really feel the pain at. But even that will probably take you to a situation from the beginning. You know, it's dependent upon how you are, how intellectual you are, how far you like to break down something from beginning in to the middle. You get what I'm saying? It's really dependent upon you. But what I'm saying with this is, you got to understand, an emotion might cover the shadow part, the part where you really feel these feelings. That's why we have to detach from emotions, and you got to transmute it in your mind to energy for healing. Because you got to understand, emotions are energy too. This is why you got to be a mental alchemist and transmute it. I already have a video on that. But yeah, what I'm saying with this situation is, you have to really track it down from where things first transpired, and depending upon how you are and how well you know yourself, that's where it's really gonna go up from there. Because you do have to have an understanding for yourself, like what makes you feel down, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel these type of ways when people might react to you some type of way. Do you see a shadow side in this person? Do you see the side of yourself which is angry or mad in this person? You know, when people might not like somebody out of nowhere, and you're like, why do they not like this person? Like, it's because they see a side of themselves that they don't like in that person. Like, you got to ask yourself, what is really happening? And that's where you should really meditate, do a healing meditation on. Because, you know, when you sit like this, and you got to understand, you're going deep within yourself. You're going within your soul, truthfully, if you sit long enough. And you're going to see why you feel these certain type of ways. You might even have thoughts about why you feel these certain type of ways. And the reason why you have these thoughts that keep revising and happening over and over again is because you still have these feelings, bro. And I had to learn that. I had to understand that, bro. I had to understand that truthfully. It's one thing to leave something. The past is not real. It's just memories. Do not label shit the past, because you're going to hold yourself to it. It is no future. It's just literally, it's not even really the present. We're just in a state of being, that I like to say. But what I'm saying with this is, another part with healing, how do you let go of something that is so-called in the past? Now, if you still see that throughout a lot of people, bro, I just want you to know you have to heal it. I had got bullied my sophomore year through my senior year because I had extensions, and I just wanted to like let it go, just put it under the carpet, and I couldn't. So what I had to do was I had to break it down, and I had to forgive not only everybody, but I had to heal myself. And I couldn't just let that go because I had so much hurt upon it. So it really depends what it is. Like, it's one thing if you and a person forgive each other, but like if you just leave it stone cold where it was, you're gonna need to go through that. So take the time and energy to go through that with yourself, bro. Out of love for yourself, out of a light of wanting to be your higher self upon yourself. Get back to your state of being, to where you're just this kid who just loves to run and play and have fun. Okay? But how do you truthfully let go of something? After you heal something, I feel like it's best to do you could because you know magic is most definitely real. You can set up a crystal grid and a candle, and I want you to write on a note everything you want to let go of. I really would start one by one, not just do a whole pile. Make it kind of organized so like your mind and brain really knows what it's going to be constructed about, and just meditate on what you learn to let go of. And you can literally imagine yourself in your mind just letting it go. That's mental alchemy 101. But yes, the main thing when it comes to shadow work is breaking this shit down. But you have to learn yourself beforehand. So I will say, and I probably should have said this earlier, learn yourself before. Learn why you react to certain things. Learn why you feel these certain things. Learn your true self. You are not the body. You are the internal, divine, eternal being that will forever live on and grow and learn and evolve. So you have to learn that person. Okay, you got to learn him or her. And that's where your shadow work will start. Okay, Ashe, peace and love to all of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Ashe.